We are only halfway through 2019, and already we've been treated to a lot of great movies. One particularly interesting genre so far this year is horror, which has given some of the most talked about films of the year so far. It's always interesting to see which new horror movies will make an impact and deliver some great scares. Rotten Tomatoes has a list of the top-rated horror movies that have been released so far in 2019. While some of the titles have certainly grabbed the attention of the viewers, there are many that smaller films that may be worth seeking out. So if you're in the mood for good scares, check out the best horror movies of 2019 according to Rotten Tomatoes. Number 10. I Dropped the Devil. I Dropped the Devil is a slow-burn quiet horror movie from the first-time filmmaker Josh Lobo. The film is set on a Christmas where an unhinged man named Steve receives an unexpected visit from his brother and his wife. Their plans for holiday celebration are upended when Steve reveals he has trapped a man in his basement who he insists is the devil. The movie is a smaller scale tale of a Christmas terror and has been praised for making much of a low-key setting. It slowly builds its tension over the course of the movie, keeping the audience on their toes the entire time. Number 9. Pledge. There is something inherently creepy about college fraternities. They can seem overly extreme to the point of resembling cults, and their hazing rituals are controversial to say the least. Such a bizarre concept seems like the perfect setting for a horror film. Pledge follows a group of college students looking to join an exclusive club only to find that the initiation is more severe than they imagined. The film is another small feature with fresh faces. While critics acknowledged that there was a lot potential left unexplored with the subject matter, the movie still made for an entertaining and thrilling horror adventure. Number 8. The Wind. The great thing about the horror genre is how well these terrifying stories can be adapted into unique and exciting settings. The Western horror film is a rare subgenre, but when done well, it can be a real standout. Set in a rough and isolated land, The Wind follows a frontierswoman who lives with her husband. As the isolated setting weighs on her, she begins to feel the lands are haunted by an evil force. The movie has been praised for its ambition in the genre. Critics have noted that the film has its issues, but the mysterious and effective setting makes the story more impactful and appropriately unsettling. Number 7. Nightmare Cinema. Anthology storytelling is becoming very popular in the films and television. The techniques seem to fit especially well for the horror genre, as such franchises as VHS and the ABCs of Death have proven. Nightmare Cinema takes a stab at the trend with 5 strangers invited to a special screening by the mysterious projectionist Mickey Rourke. The 5 films that are shown are directed by the genre pros like Joe Dante and David Slade. The movie has been called a nice throwback to the creepshow type films of the past and features consistently entertaining stories from its talented filmmakers. Number 6. The Final Wish. Be careful what you wish for is a well-known expression that seems to fit nicely as a moral to several horror films. The Final Wish uses the same lesson as the basis for his creepy tale of a family who loses their father and finds a strange artifact among his belongings. They soon find that the object possesses extraordinary abilities that come with a high price. While the concept of getting more than you bargained for might feel a bit familiar, critics agree that The Final Wish offers a fresh take. The cast has also been praised, and it features some notable horror veterans like Tony Todd, the Candyman, and Lin Shaye of Insidious. Number 5. The Hole in the Ground. Children can often be used to a great effect in the films as the creepy threat lurking in the shadows, as we've seen in the films like Pet Sematary, The Omen, and The Shining. The Hole in the Ground is the latest film to make us scared of cute little kids. The Irish film centers around a young mother and her son who move to a new home. When a sinkhole appears in the forest, she begins noticing strange changes in the boy. The film may feel similar to some of those previously mentioned films, but critics praise its ability to maintain suspense and dread throughout the story. Number 4. Breed. The horror genre can sometimes feel a bit stale, but then there are those entries that feel utterly unique. It is a genre that allows filmmakers to explore truly bizarre and unsettling areas. Such is the case with the 2019 psychological horror film Braid. The movie is about two young women who decide to rob their mentally unstable friend who lives in an isolated mansion. To gain access to the money, they are forced to play along with an increasingly dangerous game of make-believe. The movie has been called a mind-bending and disturbing film that makes a great debut from a filmmaker Mitzi Perron. Number 3. The Golem. The Golem is another historical horror film which also uses a creepy young child as its monster. Based on the Jewish legend, the movie is set in a small Jewish community that has been stricken with the plague. As they face attacks from invaders, a woman decides to be a great terrifying protector. The long-held folklore of the story helps the film to be even more effective with its creepy tale. The film was also praised for its gorgeous production value and depiction of a Jewish community. Number 2. Us. Us is certainly the most well-known horror film on this list. Jordan Peele's follow-up to his immensely successful and award-winning debut, Get Out. This film proved Peele was no one-hit wonder and cemented him as one of the most exciting filmmakers working today. The film starred Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke as a couple whose family vacation is interrupted by the arrival of doppelgangers who begin terrorizing them. The movie was praised for its ambition and themes while also being an effective horror entry. Number 1. Haga Zuza, A Heathen's Curse. The best-reviewed horror film of the year so far is a movie that few people have even heard of. Haga Zuza is a German horror film that was released last year in its home country, but only reached Western audiences this year. Set in a remote mountain community in the 15th century, the movie follows a woman who is named a witch by the men who rule the community. Critics acknowledge that the slow and quiet approach of the film will not be for all horror movie fans, but they also insist that the creepy and dark setting make it a spellbinding and worthwhile film. And that's our list. Share your thoughts if you have other great horror movies of 2019 on comment section below. I am Johan Paris Sapalon and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.